Hi guys, it's Regina and I'm back with another mini. And this is a mini that I had made in 2007 of a Halloween party that my cousins had threw. So here we go. This was a Making Memories kit. And so for the center of the spider webs I put these spiders. And they came with the dimensionals underneath them. And then right here I just put a sticker that says Trick or Treat. And then this is a Heidi Swapp witch sticker. And then I just added some bling around it. And then I just added some ribbon and fibers that came with the kit. And for this mini I actually did a lot of painting and used stickles and a lot of the distress inks. Just to give it kind of like a worn, aged look. And so on the first page it's a picture of Gianna. And she was getting her makeup done by her dad. And then these are just epoxy stickers. And in the center I put the Making Memories stitches. On the next photo it's of Gianna and myself, and it says This Moment. And this was a Heidi Swapp stamp, and I just put some 3D lacquer over it just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then this was just a tab, and I stamped October 2007 and just added some more of the epoxy stickers. On this side, my cousin was dressed up as a witch, so I tried to paint the background to match her hair. And then I had added the bling spider web and just some words that spelled out frightening witch's brew. And right here I stamped the witch, and then I took the black puffy paint and just put dots around it. And then a Heidi Swapp green bling for the eye I added. And on this side, here's a picture of her family, her girls, and her grandson and her son. And right here, I just put Scary Family. And then right here, these are Bat Brads. And again, I painted the background and then just added some different words around the edge. And there's a picture of Charlene and her son, and he was dressed up as a pumpkin. So in the background I just painted it, and then I stamped, I used my script stamp in the background as well. And then I just had these letters, these chip pieces rather, that say Spooky and Boo. And then there's a picture of my mom, and she's holding Gianna and my cousin Jordan. And I just put this frame around the photo, added some fibers and ribbon, and another spider, and then a chip piece that just says Trick or Treat. On this side there's a picture of my cousin Jason. He was dressed up as Thor, and so I just made some spots in the background to resemble his chest. And then I used this journaling stamp, and it says he said, "Kiss the muscles, woman." That's what he was telling his wife all night long, because, you know, he thought he was big and bad and tough with his muscles. And there's a picture of his wife, Jennifer. And I feel bad because I cut her arm off. My husband's like, "What happened to her arm?" I said, "Sorry, I'm not good with scissors." So again, I painted the background to mimic her top, and then just spelled out Storm. And on the next page is a picture of my cousin's girlfriend, and she was dressed up as a nurse, and her name is Marissa. So I just put an M for Marissa, and then just put the Heidi Swapp bling heart around it, and then just spelled out the word nurse. And then there's Gianna with a good friend of ours, and she was dressed up as Elvira, and oh my god, I just loved it. She won the costume contest because she looked just like her. And right here I used the Heidi Swapp Damask sticker and just put an E for Elvira, and then just added some bling in the center. And then there's a picture of my cousin Neil, and he was dressed up like a gangster, so I spelled out Vato Loco, and it was so funny. He actually painted the teardrop and wore the little net on his head. Super cute. And then there's my cousin, Little Robert. His dad's Big Rob. And again, I got crazy with the scissors, cut his nose off. But he had that insane asylum, the hospital gown that they give you, and his backside was out. We were cracking up. So I just put here, he's insane, alright, with the little arrow pointing towards him. And there's a picture of Gianna and her daddy. And I used the Huddy Swap little journal spot, and then I used the Huddy Swap stamps that spell out each moment together I adore you. And then I just stamped this owl and put some 3D lacquer over it as well as the cloud. And then just put a pop dot underneath it to give it some dimension. And then there's a picture of Gianna and our cousin Jessica, and I just stamped Precious Moment. And then I just lined it with fibers. And then there's a photo of my husband Gil, and he was actually a vaquero, which is a Spanish cowboy. And I just put hola amigo, hello friend. And it's funny, my husband's an artist and he's amazing, and he made his own label for the tequila bottle, and it says El Diablo's Piss, so the devil's pee, and he made that in like 2 minutes on the computer. And then I just put this epoxy sticker on there. And then there's a photo of my cousin that was dressed up as a witch, and she had her little crazy looking socks on, so I just stamped boo boo boo. And then I had this stamp, which I thought went perfect with the photo, and I just stamped it and added different color stickles. And then there's a photo of my nephew Joseph. So to make it kind of look spooky, I scratched the photo and stamped rest in peace, and I used the red paint to mimic the blood on the blade. And then he was wearing this camouflage outfit, so I used a Huddy Swap camouflage tape. Thought it went perfect with the photo, and then again I scratched that as well. And then there's little Elijah, he's so handsome, and he was a cute little skunk. So I had this stamp that says trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. So I thought it went well with the photo, and then I did some more stamping, and then I added the fence and then the little spiders. And then here's a picture of my cousin's girlfriend, and it says what a delight. And these are also Huddy Swap stickers that I added stickles to. And then there's my other nephew with Gianna, and I just put too cute to spook. And then I added some orange stickles and this web, and then the bat is flying. And then on the last photo is a picture of my mom holding baby Samantha, and she was a pig. And then, so they call her Sammy, so I spelled out Sammy. And then I had found this pig stamp at Big Lots. I swear, they have the best little inexpensive stamps I've ever seen. So I just stamped the little piggies. And then I just had stamped October Halloween memories. And again, just put some stickles. So that's my Halloween mini, guys. Hope you like it, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.